These are the knockout stage predictions. Let's go. Please tune in to the group stage videos that I did, and this is going to be the one where I actually predict who I think is going to win this whole thing and where every team is actually going to go, because out of the 24 teams, 16 make it into the knockout phases. So this is my round of 16s based on the predictions that I gave, and I also need to tell you that out of the third place teams that I predicted, I think Switzerland, Croatia, the Netherlands and Romania will be the third place teams that do make it into the round of 16. So first game, Spain versus the Netherlands. This is chaos. This is an incredible game of football, and overall I believe that the Spanish have just got that cutting edge over the Dutch. I feel like, I don't know, something about the Dutch. They've got a really good team, really young team. I don't know whether they're ready for it at this tournament. I don't think Ronald Koeman is a good manager. And the Spaniards, they've got something about them. And they've always been unlucky with penalties and whatever at the last tournaments. Could this be the one? And I think they will defeat the Dutch. I think the likes of Lamine Yamal, Pedri, and I think Rodri is the key to the team. He will control everything, going from the defence to the attack. He is the key bit of the puzzle that Spain just cannot play without. And I feel like Spain will beat the Netherlands, and I think they'll go through to the quarterfinals. Then I've got Hungary versus Denmark. Very, very tricky one, because these are two very solid teams. But I am banking on Hungary to do good. I think they're going to have a very good tournament. And although I think the Danes had a great tournament last time. I think that was their time. I think this year Hungary could be a team to have a very good run that no one expects. And I think they will beat the Danes. I just think that the thing that they have over Denmark is going forward. They score so many goals, and they don't actually have a proper goal scorer. I mean, if you look at the Hungarian team, as I mentioned in the group stage video and in the Dark Horse video where I talked about them, Roland Salai, or Shalai, I don't know how you say it, Soboslai, and Barnabas Varga, those three up front are just dangerous. And none of them actually score that many goals. But if you look at Hungary's performances and just look at the scorelines and see how many goals they're scoring at least 2 a game, right? They're putting the ball in the back of the net. They beat England 4-0. Let's not forget about that. In England, they went to Molineux, I think, and they battered England 4-0. They put 4 past them. That is incredible. And I think the Danes are still, I just don't think, from what I saw at the last World Cup, I just don't think they have enough, personally. I think they'll do good in the group stage because they're coming up against teams like Serbia and Slovenia, who aren't the best of quality. But if you look at it, I mean, they lost to Northern Ireland back in March, right, in the Euro qualifiers. They drew 0-0 with the Swiss. They couldn't score past them. How are you going to score past Hungary? I think Hungary have got this. This is a big one. Portugal versus Croatia. I have gone for another hot take. I think Croatia is going to beat Portugal. I think Portugal are going out in the round of 16s. This is crazy, because now that means we've got Portugal and the Netherlands going out in the round of 16s, which honestly in itself is kind of terrifying. That is pretty crazy, but I've gone with it. I think that is what's going to happen. And let me tell you why. Portugal have so much star talent. I mean, if you look, you've got Bernardo Silva, you've got Bruno Fernandes, you've got Ronaldo, you've got Rafael Leao. In the back, you've got Ruben Diaz, you've got Cancelo, Antonio Silva, Vitinha. This team is stacked with star quality. But what Croatia have, and they displayed it in the last friendly, they just played Portugal and they beat them 2-1. What Croatia have is fight, and what they have is a good defence, and they really just, tactically, they're set up much better. Zlatko Dalic is a much better manager than Roberto Martinez. Roberto Martinez is on fraud watch at this tournament, and if he doesn't do well with Portugal and do well with this sort of team, has to be, for me, quarterfinals minimum, but I don't think he'll get it. And I think what Croatia have is that they can play for penalties. They are incredible when it comes to penalties. If he goes to penalties, they won't be scared. They'll be the favourite. And that is why I think Croatia are going to do the job and beat Portugal. I don't know if it's definitely not going to be pretty, but they've got Modric in the middle. They've got Kovacic and Brozovic. That link-up is fantastic. Going forward, Kramaric has had a good season, and I'm excited to see Lovro Majer, as I mentioned in the previous video. And the backline is just incredibly solid. I want to see Borna Sosa ball out at this tournament as well. And I've gone for a shock. Shocks happen. Last time, Switzerland knocked out France in the round of 16s of the Euros. Czech Republic, we knocked out the Netherlands. That was a shock as well. You know, you get these things, and it wouldn't be totally unexpected. Next up, we have a pretty big game. Austria come up against Belgium. I actually, now doing this video right now, I'm still unsure which team goes through. I can't lie, I don't know. I seriously don't know. Because I rate Belgium. I rate them highly. And I think they could have a good tournament. I feel like people, just because Belgium have just come off a terrible World Cup and their golden generation's kind of weared out and they didn't achieve anything with it, now people are starting to forget all about the fact that Belgium are still a good team. De Bruyne, Lukaku, Bakayoko, Doku, that front four, Onana in behind, you know? Like, it's a good team still with a lot of quality. Luis Openda as well, another option up front, very good, rapid, you know? And Tedesco, I think, is a good manager. But Austria have got something about them. Christoph Baumgartner, what a player. Honestly, what a player. Coming into this tournament with some spectacular form for the national team. And just the entire team, the way everyone is balling out in that team. I mean, a guy who I want to watch out for, Nicolas Zeiwald in the middle, plays for RB Leipzig, and he will sit in defensive midfield, win the ball back, progress up the pitch. That is what he's good at, and I've watched him recently, and I think he's very good. Arnautovic up front, we know what he can do. He's done it before. He's dangerous. Gregoric is a very good player. He scored a hat-trick in that game against Turkey, and he'll be, I think, leading the line up front. And then the likes of Konrad Laimer, right? This team is good. This team is very good, and I think it's going to be a battle. This will be I think this will be the closest, maybe the closest one of the round of 16 matches I have. But I think Austria are guys, should I err on the side of caution, or should I go with my bold pick and go Austria? Because I rate Belgium and I want them to do well and I think they're good, but I'm going to go with Austria. I think Austria just make it out over Belgium. I don't know how that's going to be, whether it'll be 90 minutes, extra time or penalties, but I have them just edging it. Ukraine, Switzerland, this is a good game. This is a very good game because neither team is obviously incredible, but the Swiss are they know how to get through in these situations when they're playing a team like the Ukrainians. But Ukraine are good. Dovbyk, Sudakov in midfield, Mudryk, Zinchenko, Zabani, this team is good. Switzerland, on the other hand, Remo Freuler coming off a fantastic season. And I think what the Swiss have, right, Granit Xhaka in the middle, I think that's amazing. I just think it's the attack that's the issue there. I don't think they score enough goals. Xherdan Shaqiri isn't the player he used to be. I think he's still going to have a good tournament, probably. We need to see Mbolo do well, Zeki Amdouni, Ruben Vargas, because it's a good team, but they don't have that sort of firepower going forward. Ukraine have the top goal scorer in La Liga. I think this game will go to distance. I think we go all the way to penalties here, and I think the Swiss edge it. France versus Czech Republic. Oh my gosh, bro. If this game happens, I might as well not even watch. We could get absolutely destroyed. I'm sorry, is there a chance of an upset against, a different team? There's always a chance. Against France, for us, I don't think we have a chance. You think Mbappe running at Vladimir Tofal is going to have an issue? Absolutely not. At the back, Karachi trying to defend Antoine Griezmann. Oh, we're in trouble, mate. We could be in serious trouble. And I really want us to maybe go quarterfinals at least here. But I'm sorry, the journey ends here. France will knock us out. England versus Romania. Not much discussion needs to be said. I think Romania will put up a fight. They'll make it tough for England at the back. This game could even go to extra time. But I think eventually England will do it. I think England could lose, could get shocked by a dark horse, by a team that you wouldn't expect to beat them, depending on how the draw goes. Because I'm not expecting them for everything to go necessarily like I've predicted it. But if they are to get shocked, I don't think Romania are the sort of team to be shocking them. And I want Romania to do well, right? I do want them to do well, but I don't think it's it. Germany, Albania, the last round of 16 game. And I've got to be honest here, as much as I love Albania and I want them to go even further, just getting out the group stage would be a miracle for them. And I think Germany are too strong at home as well. And just going forward, Wirtz, Musiala, Gundogan, Havertz, Füllkrug. At the back, Tah, Rudiger, Mittelstadt. It's a great team. In goal, I don't know if it will be Neuer or ter Stegen. This team is so solid. And I think Albania, again, they will make it tough for them. This will not be a 3-0. No way. If this game would happen, would it be a 3-0? I think it will be very close. Maybe a 2-1 Germany. But I think Germany will do it. Now, quarterfinals, starting off, Spain-Hungary. Now, I'm torn. Because Hungary could absolutely shock Spain. They could. They really could. And it would be really interesting. And I think it could definitely happen. But I think Spain are just going to do it. I think I think the shocks could end here. I think Spain will win that game. And then moving on to Croatia versus Austria. Could we see another shock? Could Croatia beat Austria? They definitely could. Will they? That's a different question, and I don't think they will, personally. I don't think Austria will beat Croatia. I think that Croatia, again, like they know how to win in these situations. They've been here so many times. They've got such experience. And I think Austria, a quarterfinals would be an incredible tournament with the group that they have and then the opponent they would have to play. And I think for 2026, it would be brilliant for them. And I think that will tee up a Croatia-Spain semi-final, which is quite fascinating. Switzerland-France, a rematch of 2021. The French need their revenge, and I think they're going to get it. I think this Swiss team isn't as good as it was 3 years ago, and I think this French team is better than it was 3 years ago. You've got Mbappe, who I think is one of the best players in the world. You've got the likes, Griezmann, as I mentioned before, just a fantastic season in the back. Their team is so good, you don't even know who they're going to pick. I mean, if you look at who they played in the recent game against Luxembourg, they were starting N'Golo Kante. I don't think he's going to start, but he would certainly be good enough to, Olivier Giroud, Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Saliba, Konate, Theo Hernandez, Mainan. These guys are fantastic, and they're going to make it through. Germany, England. What do I do? What do I do? I know what I do. If this game happens, 100% Germany will beat England. That is what would happen. I think this team is so strong with so much star quality going forward, so much good, robust players at the back, and they did just come off beating France and the Netherlands in friendlies. They're at home as well, and German efficiency, you can never go against it. Every single time you back against Germany, they will come at you. And England, we know how they are. The fans are already on the team, on Southgate after recently. They should be, deservedly. I don't think he's the man for the job. But I also don't think this team is good enough to win this tournament based on the way they're playing. Based on just the 11s, definitely good enough to win this tournament. But the way they've been playing and the manager quality as well, absolutely not. I think Germany will beat them. Spain, Croatia, France, Germany. This is crazy. This is crunch time. And I think Spain will do enough to beat Croatia. I think Croatia, I have them beating Portugal and Austria. I have them topping their group, not topping their group. I have Portugal topping their group. I have Croatia third. That is crazy in itself for them to get this far. And they can absolutely beat Spain. Don't get me wrong. I think, I wouldn't, if Croatia were to beat Spain, there would be no shock in me whatsoever. It wouldn't even be a surprise. But I think Spain have got something about them. I think recently they've been playing really, really well. And I think that now under Luis de la Fuente, after some disappointing World Cup performances, getting knocked out on penalties twice in a row, they've been playing well recently. They did lose to Colombia, they did draw to Brazil, but I think they've got it. I think they will do it, and I think they're making the Euro final. They're going to the Olympiastadion in Berlin to fight for that Euros trophy. But who will they meet? That's the question. Germany or France? France are the best team at this tournament. That is without a doubt. But the best team never wins. That usually not anyway. Well, not the team that everyone is predicting, or the team that everyone's saying has the best squad, usually doesn't win the tournament. And German efficiency at home, with just every single time you're back against them, they will produce something magical. And they have the talent in this team as well. They've got the manager as well in Julian Nagelsmann. And I think, however close it will be, this is also a rematch of the Euro semi-final 8 years ago, when it was hosted by France, and France beat Germany 2-0. This time, I think the Germans will do it. Germany-Spain Euros final at the Olympiastadion in Berlin. I don't know what to do. I do know what to do. Germany are going to lift this trophy. You heard it here first. They are going to go all the way and beat Spain. And even though they finished second in their group, don't even win their group, I think they're going to do what they always do and go on a run and beat everything that's in front of them, because that is what Germany do. And you can never go against Germany. And I don't think the Spain team has enough experience. And I don't think at the crunch time moments, when it really, really matters, does this Spanish team actually have what it takes to win the whole thing? I don't know if they do, but I know Germany do, and they've got everything. Everything's on their side. The fans, the team, the manager, it's all there. And also the fact that they haven't been good. So there's slightly less pressure, you could say. That is my prediction. That is crazy. I've got some hot takes in there. Portugal knocked out round of 16. Netherlands round of 16. I've also got England getting knocked out quarterfinals. And then I have France semi-finals and then Germany to beat Spain in the final. That is crazy. Belgium getting knocked out round of 16 as well. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. This has been a crazy video. If any of this is right, trust me, like, it would be crazy because these predictions never ever turn out to be correct. I'm sorry, but like, there's some of these things that just, you're like, the odds of this happening are just very, very low. But I've tried my best. Let's see how this goes. Thank you very much, guys, for watching, and I'll see you guys.